It's interval. We've just finished Act 1. Oh, this is the whole thing put together, and I'm tired. But I know you guys have a few more questions, so we're going to get Carlene back in here. We're going to answer a few more and see if we can take care of everybody. All right, see you in a minute. Do my Julie Andrews.
Go on, do Julie Andrews for me.
The blackness would... No! No! Blackness would hit me, and the voice would be calling. Enter!
Oh, hello.
Where have you been?
I'm sorry, I had to refresh.
We have a lot of people waiting for answers to very pressing questions.
I'm so sorry, I had to refresh my makeup because I have to redo the front of my wig because later when I get changed into usherette. Emily Rose says, how do you put an arrogant audience member in their place and save the rest of the audience's viewing pleasure?
Ooh, okay, I'll be honest, that's a toughie. Chris Luscombe is our illustrious director. Many of you know who he is. He's brilliant. They call him 5-star Luscombe these days because every production he touches is a winner. He has always told us, ever the high road, which means if you have an opportunity to say something witty, then say it back, but only if you have to speak. If you don't have to speak, if you can turn to the audience and just raise an eyebrow that tells them, enough, then that's job well done. You haven't disrupted the flow of the play, you've kept the integrity of the rest of the actors on stage. That's our goal. Of course, every now and then there is someone in the audience who pushes the limits, and we have to use words that we don't normally use in this show. But that's not too often, and not with the producer's approval.
Fran, next Mrs. Jovi France, would like to know if you won't marry her, will you at least adopt her?
If she pays all the fees. If she pays all the fees.
Okay.
Not spend it.
Okay.
Not spend it.
Stacey Dorling.
Yeah.
What is the funniest thing that's happened to you on stage when you needed to keep a straight face?
I would have to say this involves, at the time, one of our ensemble members who was called Stuart Ellis. And he's now playing Riff Raff in our show, which I'm sure most of you know as well. He and I do this little do-si-do section on stage right before the entrance of Riff Raff. So we're doing Rose, tip my world, keep me safe from the trouble and pain.
5 minute call, yeah, 5 minutes please, thank you.
Rose, tip my world, keep me safe. We're spinning around, spinning around, spinning around. I do these shunny turns and then we all stop and Riff Raff comes in. Frankenfurter, it's all over. Well, one day, he and I got to spinning so fast that we tumbled on top of each other. Our legs were all bent, fell to the floor, and in the moment when Riff Raff came rushing through the door, there we were, like this. Trying desperately to hold it all together. The rest of the company was completely gone, weren't they? Everybody was laughing so hard. Oh, you weren't there. This was the first tour. This was 2006 and 7. So that has to be one of the funniest moments I've ever had on stage. I mean, what do you do when you fall flat on the floor and there's nowhere to go? You're in front of everybody.
Right, Jennifer Dawson says, hiya David, apart from Tim Curry, you're the only other person I've seen play Frankenfurter and you're magnificent. Have you ever been intimidated by meeting Richard O'Brien, and what inspiration did you draw on to turn the character of Frank into your own?
Okay. No, there's nothing at all intimidating about Richard O'Brien. He's the loveliest guy ever. He's one of those people that is a true blue friend. He took me under wing and has made me feel very taken care of and supported and very loved the whole time that I've been doing this. So, yeah, nothing scary about him. He's terrific. We've had a great luxury being able to have the author and composer right there on site most of the time. So when we're putting the show together, as always, there are questions about what does this mean and why did you come up with that and, you know, how should we handle it? And Richard's been right there to answer all of those questions. As far as my Frank is concerned, one of the first things we did is we decided to make him American. Because Tim Curry, his voice, his sound, the cadence of his speech is so identifiable with this role that we decided we have to get as far away from that as we can in order to make it something different. There's also, you know, the justification that these aliens have just landed in the middle of Denton, Ohio. And so they would very naturally adopt American accents in order to assimilate into the culture. So we started in rehearsal with me speaking as an American, and very quickly found that it was a great way to escape the shadow of Tim Curry and start making him my own. And that's been a really lucky thing. Okay guys, we have had our call for Act 2. We got to get back out there and finish the show. Cara, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been lovely interviewing for you and with you. And guys, thank you so much for the continued interest in what we do. It's a lovely thing. We feel very loved and supported by all of you, and hope to see you at the stage door sometime soon. Lots of love. Mwah.